Right, hello guys. Have I started? Put myself in a party a second. Oh yeah, I have. All right then. Hello. Welcome. We're back after Christmas, New Year, ready for the fourth round of the WRL season. Exciting. We are back with a treat as well because you, as I get kicked out of the lobby once more. Not feeling too hopeful at the moment. I've got to be honest. It's internet is not exactly working amazing at the moment, so I do apologise. But I'm afraid I don't control the weather, and it's absolutely horrendous. So it's like we're in a little mini storm down here in Devon at the moment. So, or at least in my part of Devon. Back in. I mean, thank you, Glitch. Uh, I shall persevere, and we'll try and get through it as best we can, and hopefully we'll have by the end for the drivers to watch back. So what we got at the moment, I can't actually see. Right. Sorry about that. Controller battery's died. I do actually swear to you all, I do actually turn up prepared for these things. I don't just sort of turn up last second. I'm always fully prepared. It's just the nature of doing things live. Things just don't go according to plan. Well, it is 6 o'clock. We've got a few people who've readied up already. Um, but the lobby host outwardly has now. I do understand that there's I think an esports race actually straight after this for this league. So we really have to be running on time. So we've only got the 13 at the moment, which is actually really shocking. Not going to lie, for WRL, that is really surprising. Um, let's hope we maybe get one or two joining in qualifying, but it is a shame. So I hope you're all well in a way, and you all had a lovely Christmas and New Year and didn't eat too much or drink too. Well, actually, that's not it. It's Christmas. You're allowed to drink too much if you want. Um, back to business. So how bad the weather is here. I'm actually having to put a blanket over myself because I'm freezing. Yes, I did say blanket to anybody that's listening. I did just say I had to put a blanket over myself, and I've got my pipe and slippers on as well. Here we go then. So, it's a short qualifying session followed by a sprint race. Let's go. I tell you, well, you look at the field. We may only have the 13 drivers tonight, but we've got 13 very good drivers. That's some list of drivers there. Get the details up, and size don't really matter. We know people are going to be used to sauce, but by the end of the session, even if they use the set mediums at the start, so just keep it to the basics, I think. And just going out first, I think I can hear an engine. And I think it's a Williams. Here we go, just coming out. Yep, it is a Williams indeed. So it's Glitch who's out first. Who I had a little battle with in a race last night, actually, Mr. Glitch, and I have to say it was an absolute pleasure, Glitch. Thoroughly enjoyed it, even if we won't talk about the rest of the race, but I enjoyed battling with you in a way. It was very good fun. And very clean. So, I'm trying to think back to the last time I did Spain as to what sort of time we could probably expect, but it's been a little while. I shan't lie, it's been a little while around here. I'm struggling to remember. I seem to think 117s, 118s, somewhere in those sorts of areas. It may be even, I don't know, is it maybe 116s? I'm not really difficult. Let's do the Billy Hart lap with Glitch in a way as we come down the main pit straight. DRS open, heading up to turn 1, 2 and 3. It's kind of like a huge giant S-bend this is. It's being on the top of the S. This flat out corner, you've got to enter the corner perfectly so that you can stay flat out throughout it. Turn 4, very late braking, late apex. All about getting up a bit able to get on the power for the exit as quick as possible. Into the hairpin. Yeah, and it seems to be about the exit. To the chicane. And I'm not quite flat out right-hander anymore, as we now head down to the newer part of the circuit. I think we've all been playing F122 now, so I know the new areas, but anybody out there watching maybe doesn't. Much better, much improved from what it was previously. Into the rather famous now final chicane. We head into the final corner and out back onto the straight. Looked like a very nice opening lap from Glitch. 118.2. Seems like an extremely good opening lap, actually. Gets us up and running. The Semi heads to the line and goes P1 117.4, very quick, and Kai on a 17.6, and I think somebody's had a little spin in the final corner. And into the pits. I think it was Matex then has had a little spin. Piccoloka must have been starting the lap. Hammy 118.2 on his first lap. Let's go to... Can we get this Red Bull before he crosses the line? Where are you? Oh, no I didn't. Who was it? I think it was Baz, wasn't it? 119.6. Sorry, Baz, I didn't quite manage to get you before you crossed the line then. So... And then Ghost... Rider... See, final chicane, out he comes now. The DRS line and across the line and up to P5 goes Ghost Rider on a 118.8. So very good start to this qualifying session. Permit crosses the line, starting his first run. Got to be a bit careful there. He's done the absolute right thing and put on the entrance to turn 1. He uses the left hand side to put his wheel. You've just got to be a bit careful here at Spain doing that because it's got to a silly little area where it invalidates your lap, even though you've not even come close to putting 3 wheels off the track. So just got to be a bit aware of that. Well, you're either aware of it or you just take the risk and hope it doesn't do it, really. It's not much. If it does it, it does it, doesn't it? Very, very good control from Kermit, really using all the track. Yeah, very nice lap. I think this is going to put him pretty high up. Across the line, 118.3. So he goes P6 on that one. But I did like the lap on that, I have to say. And it looks like we've lost Soap McPhoenix down into just behind us there. I don't know if he just about called him. He's disappeared now. But he was over on the right hand side just there. So he appears to have lost it in turn 1. Shame there for Soap, but we're up to 14 on track now. It's like Checo that's joined. I'm not 100% sure he's joined there. I think it might have been Checo. I might be wrong though. So with Gary now in the Alfa Romeo. Real burst of speed coming out the corner. Controlled it nicely. With the chicane. I don't think that chicane at the end there. Got to be up there with some of the more difficult chicanes on the calendar. I think I'd say that's more difficult than the Hungary one, or the 2 at Monza. Me personally, but I guess it's a personal preference sort of thing. Or Matex won't be happy. I've nicked onto him just as he was going to cross the gravel there. Oh, we're going to see him again. Sorry, Matex. I like it when you move on to someone just at the right time. Let's leave him to it. Put him off. So Baz comes through then to start another lap. Yeah, it's up. It's set to 1, just under a tenth up. His PB at the moment at 119.6. So it shows the difference though between doing a race where it's like this one, equal performance on the cars, and doing one which is realistic performance. It's big difference. A 119.6 like Baz has done there would have easily got through Q1 and Q2 in the last realistic performance race I did. I think Q2 in a way. It may have been pretty tight, but here he comes anyway, does Baz. It looks like a big improvement. Yeah, there you go, 1.2 seconds. 118.4 puts Baz into P8. And tightens up the field once more. So let's get round to, there's an Alpha Tauri. I can find him. There he is. Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider. I didn't quite see the splits on there. He's showing up as purple on my track map. For sets 2 and 08. I've actually used this as a sausage curve there on the chicane. Heads to the line again. Looks like a decent improvement. 4 attempts, and he goes into P8 just ahead of Baz. Really tight between him and Baz. Another nice lap. So, everybody else now into the pits. We've got a couple of just come out of track, but Kermit furthest round at the moment on his out lap. So there is a Red Bull heading towards the final turn, but that is Baz, who we've already seen complete a lap. Actually, I think Semi has just started a lap, so time's like just over half a tenth up. Been nicely done so far. Let's head into this chicane. It's a very strange corner, that chicane. It's kind of blind on the entrance, and can actually make it a bit difficult, and it's also a bit slippery as well. Always has been that one, even in the really old F1 games, and I'm talking back to the late 90s. That was always been a slippery old corner. Chicane there, it's all looked good, hasn't it? I have to admit, it's been a very good, clean lap. And across the line it goes. Improves with just over 2 tenths, 1:17.197. It's an exceptional qualifying time, I have to admit. The fastest pole position lap I've seen around here, that I've commentated on around here, is a 1:16.4. So, and that was from car seat. Everyone knows the name. So. Quite ridiculous actually. Carsey did a 1:16.4, and Meatbro then did a 1:16.5 immediately after. I think they were both over a second ahead of anybody else. It's absolutely insane. That was in a pre-season race for another league, and I think it made the rest of the field go, oh my goodness, what have we let ourselves in for? 1:17.9 from Gary, a couple of attempts improvement into P3. Nice little improvement there from Gary. And, Kermit, very nice improvement in sets of 1. A lot you can do in sets of 1 to improve, you see, so gotta pretty much nail it to getting 2 tenths. Yellow flag is just for the McLaren there. It's just getting out of the way. Moved offline, off the racing line, just to allow it to go through at full pace. Out the final corner then, opens up the DRS, and 1:17.9 from Kermit puts her into P4, having a very, very competitive qualifying session this. Checo completing a lap or starting a lap? I think he's starting a lap. And that's the end of set to 1 now. So nearly four attempts down, so maybe on an in lap or a cool down lap or something at the moment. The other Red Bull. Now he's into the pits then, is Kai. Comes up with the DRS. Just coming to the end of sector 2 now. And it's a 10th up. So, find somebody actually on the lap. And so much of that time is either gained or lost through this final sector. It's the real technical part of the track. It's a very technical track, Spain. It's 118.2, then improves with just over a 10th.5, does Baz, who's back ahead of Ghost Rider into P8. He'd be sick of seeing P8 come up on his screen every time he goes faster. And we're running slow there. Matex just crossed the line, so I think we're on a hot lap. It amazes me in turn 2. You have to attack it. If you want to do a quick first sector around here, you have to attack it this season. Last season or last year's game, you wouldn't have dared touch it. It was it's just every time you touched it, it just spun you around. It's an absolute nightmare. But this year's game, you've got to do it if you want to put in a decent first sector. So. Across the line then for Matex and goes fastest. 1:17.164. What a lap. Superb lap. Considering he'd not managed to get a clean lap on the board before then. That is an exceptional effort from Matex. Credit where credit is due. So, what we're on board with now is 4.5 attempts up. Final corner, and it's going to get a little toe over the line. His teammate, and into P4 goes Hammy on a 1:17.3. Kai's managed to 1:17.2 into P3. Oh, I think he was going then. Yeah, he's had a little spin. Let's just wait now. Let the other cars through. We catch somebody who's up at the moment. Not up here, but so close to their PB. Keep an eye on this one. Across the line, and no, just about half a tenth down. Actually need to find quite a bit of time to gain any places, but more about defending from behind, I suppose. So Ghost Rider's on a in lap. As is Checo. Anybody else then? Yeah, here's one. Nice improvement. Semi goes fastest and takes pole back off of Matex. And across the line goes Kermit and improves by 4 attempts in the end. It goes P5 on a 17.5. Very nice indeed. And Semi nicking it at the end there. Off of Matex on a 17.038, so we didn't quite break into the 16s on this occasion. What happened there? Ugh. Was that just lag on my part, or was that actually weird? I'm not quite sure. In a way, I think that is it. Just got a couple of drivers coming into the pits, Gary and Ghost Rider. Once those boys are pushed in properly into the pits, we will be finished. So pole position goes to F1 Semi, so congratulations to him. Matex though, an extraordinary P2 really. Looked like pole for a moment, but considering up until that lap, Matex hadn't actually managed to get a clean lap on the board before that lap, so that made that lap a bit extra special, I think. Kai in a brilliant P3, Hammy competitive as ever, P4, Kermit P5, Piccoloco in 6, Gary 7, Glitch 8, Baz 9, Ghost Rider 10, Checo in 11. So Phoenix unfortunately didn't get that lap on the board, and P12, though Harry 13, that guy is in P14, and Drunken Shamrock will start from the back of the grid. Quick look instance, that's all of them on the screen there. There we have it. Excellent, so we will head into the race. We don't generally take a break in WRL. Obviously, that is the effectively, that was the qualifying for the qualifying, so we are going into sprint race. I think I've just been removed from the session. It's always fun. So let me just come out and go back in again. That was a little bit strange. Usually when you come back out and you go into the lobby, it's just your name there when you've been kicked, but all the names were there that time. I think I've seen that before. Thank you, Glitch, for inviting me. You're obviously listening, otherwise you wouldn't have known. There we have it. Right, let's try again. Thank you again, Glitch. Get it, get it. Here we go then. Hopefully we don't miss a start. Usually got a formation lap anyway, so we should be fine. So then, here they are. And they are on a formation lap, so don't worry, we've not missed anything. Take a quick look at the tyres. Drunken Shamrock, the only one going a bit different to anyone else. Everybody else starting on the medium, doing the sprint race on the mediums. Drunken Shamrock has opted for the soft tyres. I wonder if that's where I got kicked, actually. We've gained another driver. We've got F1 Dowie or Dowie or Dow or Doe or Dewey. Dewey. Like the, like Scream. You ever watch Scream? It's a great film. Officer Dewey. Scary movie. I think he's in a scary movie as well, isn't he? Before he gets gruesomely murdered. Oh, he doesn't, does he? Oh, I can't remember. It's too long ago since I watched him. Yeah, getting ready. Yeah, I say that, by the way, because sometimes when a player joins at a certain time, it can kick other people out of the lobby. So it may have been that, it may not have been, don't really know. What I do know, though, is that we're now up to 16 drivers on the grid, which is great news for us. And great news for the league. Not such great news for the drivers, because they've got more other drivers to contend with, but we'll see how the guys down at the back get on. I don't think Drunken Shamrock came out in qualifying, so I think that was actually a choice for him to actually start down at the back. I don't blame him, I have to say. That's a strategy I'm using a lot more often nowadays, is to start down at the back at races. It's a matter of choice. As all the lights are on, and we are go, go, go for the start of the sprint race here at Barcelona de Catalunya. And into the lead went Maytech. Semi's trying to defend it around the outside in turn one. Maytech cuts back across the back of Semi. We've got a yellow flag a bit further. Oh dear. Contact there. I don't think Kai was expecting that whatsoever. Car just seemed to appear from absolutely nowhere. And there's a few other spinners as well. And, well, we got an outstanding view of that. It's BRT Justin John's name. It's, yeah, I don't think, in all fairness to Kai there, as we were on board with him at the time, I don't think he was for 1 second expecting a car to appear on his inside there. But up here, Kermit did, unfortunately. Just a bit of contact, and on a curve like that, it doesn't take much contact. It's high speed. You're in 6th, gearing up to 7th, going through that corner. So it's very easy when you're at high speeds like that. It doesn't take much. If you imagine it like you're running flat out, it doesn't take much if you're running flat out for somebody to push you off balance, and it's very much the same with an F1 car, or any car for that matter. So, snip bang. Oh, I thought Shamrock was making a move then, but somebody in the pits. So Shamrock up to P11 now. Let's have a quick look at position changes. However, almost everybody in the top 12 have gained places at the start, which is incredible. Kermit and Gary have opted to retire from the race, or from the sprint race. They will start from the back then. As I've already said, Shamrock, it's not the worst thing in the world. Sometimes it's genuine strategy I've started employing more and more, to start from the back, just so you can avoid sector 1 incidents on the first lap, and then you know you kind of know you're safe then, and you can start making your way back through the field. I think Baz has had a little spinny, as indeed, but he's recovered it, still in P9. And, still going. DRS now enabled, lap 3. As AMS Ronan, whoever that is, has left the session. Let's get to these guys at the front then. Not seen much of them yet, but they're still very tight together, tightly packed. Piccoloco, brilliant start to the race, is up 3 places already, from 6th up into 3rd, and keeping the pressure up on Maytech, who in turn is keeping the pressure up on F1 Semi. And Hammy is very much still there, and within the second of Piccoloco as well. Glitch then is the next car in P5, 2.5 seconds behind, but doing very nicely indeed. Checo as ever is up places, 5 places already, brilliant. F1 Dowie. I've got to call him Dewey. Until somebody actually tells me his name, I'm just going to call him Dewey. Or Dewey, Officer Dewey. I'm going to call him. In fact, I'm going to call him Officer Dewey. I know it's spelled a bit different, but it's on it. So Officer Dewey's in P7, up 9 places. Superb start from them. I guess it actually is. He's got F1 in front of his name. That he's actually joined maybe from part of another league. Maybe something to do with Checo, who's got F1 in front of his name, and Semi, same as well. So maybe something to do there. Those guys at the moment, nothing any of these guys can do about the driver ahead of them at the moment, which is does become difficult. I mean, obviously the most at-risk driver, if you like, in these scenarios is the driver at the front, because they're the only one in the train that doesn't get the DRS, so they're the most likely to be overtaken at some point. Got a sector 1 yellow, and that is a Red Bull. And it was Baz by the looks of it. Yeah, he's shot to P10. But again, gets going, and he's got a nice little buffer, if you like, of a gap to Harry and P11. And Soap McPhoenix now, I think, has had a spin as well. He's recovered it. And his P14. So currently Semi looking pretty comfortable at the moment, I would say. How's he doing with VRS at the moment? Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Still 60%. So doing better than the ones behind him at the moment on saving that. Which is a pretty good indicator of his pace. He's managing to hold the lead reasonably comfortably at the moment, while still keeping that energy. The man directly behind him, Matex, isn't doing too bad on that front either. He's got 50%, so he's not doing too bad. And then Big Loco is the man who's used quite a lot. And Hammy's still doing well, actually. Something weird happening. Yeah, Hammy on 60% as well. I suppose Hammy has the advantage in that sense that he can, because he's on the back, he can just leech off the DRS and stay on the back of them. So it's like Soap McPhoenix is having a bit of a torrid time out there. He's into the pits. I wonder if he's picked up some rear wing damage or something. So he's had a few spins, and see, the leaders are just coming through actually, so he's going to be a lap down now. But of course, just remember it's only the sprint race, so I was going to say there's no points on offer for a sprint race, but of course there is 8 points on offer, or up to a maximum of 8 points for the winner of this race, and then 7 for second, 6 for third, all the way down to 1 for 8th. And valuable points they can, or could be, in the long run in a championship. You never quite know. I'm just going to suggest that we actually take a look elsewhere. It's, someone here has really gotten onto the back of the car ahead of them. That guy, by the way, I did notice his name pop up in the Discord, so he is in the Discord. I just not sure. I've not seen him race before, but left Shamrock plenty of room there. So that was nice driving from both of them there. And Shamrock's going to see if there's anything he can do about Checo now. We're looking at the standings from team point of view. Williams having the best time of it at the moment in P2 and P5. It's McLaren as well, P4 and P6, doing very nicely indeed. And it just looks like the front two now have managed to gap a little bit to Piccoloco in third, so just gone away. And we've got lost. Who's that? That was that. No, it wasn't that guy. It was Officer Dewey, who, for whatever reason, has just retired on track. Well, if you're part of the league, my friend, you cannot do that. I don't know whether you're part of the league or just a random person that joined, but you can't retire on track in any league. The first rules of league racing: don't retire on track. While that was going on in the background down the main straight, Junkin Shamrock did get ahead of Checo, sorry, and into P6. You'll see now if he can catch Glitch. It's 7.5 seconds, a long time to catch up at this stage, though. It's just coming up to complete lap 7, so laps 8, 9, 10, and 11 to go. 4 laps remain. Matex still very much keeping Semi honest here. Both very similar on ERS. It's the problem, see, is Semi spends the whole lap trying to build up a lead, and then he hasn't got out of 1 second by the time they hit the DRS on the main straight. It just all evaporates again. Matex picks up DRS and the toe. just looking down the order and keep an eye down the order in case we get any gaps close up and maybe get a battle. We have got one developing actually. Just nips of this. So this is Baz on back at the moment of Harry. Very close to the gearbox there. Going to turn one, but no contact. Oh, I just look at it. Harry ghosted again. This guy always joins, but never actually seems to do any races. Just sits in AI, the old bloody side. He's on Fortnite. What is the guy doing? Right, well, I cannot believe the guy's joined. Why are you even in a league if you're gonna like disappear and play Fortnite halfway through a sprint race? I mean, sort yourself out. What is wrong with you? Goodness me. So, but now here at the front with Claren off Hammy. Let's see, just to his utmost to get past Piccoloco, but see, the problem I've always found with Spain is that chicane at the end and then the final corner, the car in front always seems to just get away at those two corners, and then you end up running out of tarmac, as we just saw there. The car causing the yellow flag, by the way, is a Red Bull. I'm pretty sure it's Baz, but he's back up and running, mate. 12. Very nice battle here. And every time you get to this sort of part of the lap, if you're in this situation and you just like keep it as close as possible, as close as possible. Oh no, Hammy! Oh! Oh, so annoying for him. He's got room. He may be able to recover this still in. I think he's going to lose one place, but it's not too bad considering the spin that he's only lost to one place, but unlucky Hammy. So annoying for him because that was probably the closest he'd been coming out of the final corner as well. Look at Sammy and Matex, how tight they are now. Just heading to the hairpin on the final lap. And once you, I mean, this is a mini chance just here, just because you got DRS, but it's such a short straight. It's unless you're coming out of the quick right-hander pretty much glued to their gearbox, it's almost impossible. And around these corners, even if you're the slowest car on track, it's pretty easy to defend the guy behind. So that will be it, and Semi will be on pole position for the main feature race. Matex P2, Piccoloco P3, Glitch will take P4. Hammy, unfortunately for him, P5, but Yeah, he was trying so hard to get ahead of Piccoloco and was trying very well, but so it's unfortunate. One time he actually came out close enough at the final corner, but it looked like he'd probably be able to get the move done. He has, unfortunately, just catches the curve wrong on the outside corner and it flips him round. But at least it didn't send him nose first into the wall. That's the, it's still got a decent qualifying. Anyway, that guy is in P6. Who? You say that guy? You know, him. Junkin Shamrock's P7, Checo in 8, Kai 9, Ghost Rider is P10, Harry in his AI takes P11. Playing Fortnite and he still ends up P11. Unbelievable. Why is this guy even in a league? What's the point in you? Right, guys, I'm just going to grab myself a quick coffee before the main race starts. Okay, I'll just quickly, just in case Bob needs it. Just scroll down those. There's the positions from the sprint. Race director. Oh no! Oh, you're kidding me. Sorry, I couldn't do race director, Bob. Just moved on. It just continued when I pressed race director. So, anyway, guys, I'm just going to grab a coffee. I'll be back shortly. Right, okay, guys. Just been keeping an eye on Discord, making me coffee, and um, we had some complete randoms join the lobby through the sprint race there, and we're going to be on the grid, so we've had to restart, unfortunately. So, shall I do? It shouldn't take too long if people get in the lobby as quick as they can. The quicker you get in, the quicker we get going. Right, who am I joining off? Sorry, my brain had gone completely dead then for a moment. Right, so as you can see, people rejoining the lobby. So I'm not sure which ones were the actual randoms, to be fair. It's, these are flies. I must admit, more than any of my other leagues, I'm in a lot of leagues, as is pretty evident by the amount of streams I do. But I have to admit, out of all my leagues, I think more people join wheel spin racing than and possibly all the others combined actually in a week. So, so I do lose track a little bit sometimes, particularly when we've had a break like we have, of who exactly we've got. Come on, guys, get yourselves in. Like I said, the quicker you join, the quicker Hammy can do the grid. Right, Right. Sorry, a bit quiet on these guys. It's just I do sort of keep an eye on Discords and just take a moment. It's be back with you as soon as we get sort of moving again. Um, well, one thing we can sort of delve into Spain 50% race. It's not a massive scope for strategy here. You know, there's not a massive selection really because the time difference between a one stop and a two stop is just too large. So um, it pretty much is just it's medium to hard or hard to medium. It probably depends where you've qualified as to which of those you do. Um, I think you might see one or two guys in the midfield, maybe some down at the back may opt to go to hards first. Um, but I would imagine the guys at the front are going to start on the mediums. One might opt to go the opposite way to the rest. Obviously, we've readied up and gone into the game. Don't rush, guys. It'll take you. You got to please make sure you got to make sure you do your setups, your fuel, your strategy. You must do those things. Setup probably is the most. Well, not probably. It is the most important. You don't want to be driving a car with the standard setup on it. So it's a 33 lap race, Spain. Now it's a pretty in terms of speed of lap. It's one of the quicker laps of the season. It's I think in race trim you're looking at low 120s really for the majority of the race. So it's yeah, I suppose it's a medium range sort of lap time really these days. Your fastest laps of the season are Austria and Brazil really. They're the two, and Monaco is a pretty quick one as well. If you make it to the end of the lap, of course, that's the only thing with Monaco. It's a pretty quick lap, but that's assuming you actually make it. So I'd imagine he's probably given them a couple of minutes or something just to do their setups, their strategies, and all that stuff. Work it out. So it's going to depend on where they start, I think, as to what tyres they use. You've got to think ahead as well. I mean, if we're going to get a safety car, is it more likely that we get a safety car maybe in the first 10 laps? I'd say the percentage chances of a safety car is probably more likely in the first earlier part of the race than later. So, um, so should you start on the medium so that if there's a safety car around lap 10 or something, you can switch to the hards to go to the end? Pretty much actually around here, because of the nature of the track and the nature of the hard tyres, your hard tyres will actually last the full 33 laps. They could do it reasonable ease. I'm not saying they'll do it in a particularly quick way, but because of that, if you do start on either the soft or the medium compound, I wouldn't really suggest that. The softs die so fast around there, it's not advisable. But if you did, and there was a safety car, you could go to the hards and go to the end of the race, even if the safety car was on light lap 2. You could still do it. It's certainly a strategy that if you start near the back and it works, and there is a very early safety car, it's definitely a strategy that if it pays off in the long run and there's no further safety cars, then it can really pay off for you. So onto the formation lap we go. Let's take a look then and see what they chose. Get a few details up first. So tyres then, medium, hards for Hammy. So Hammy's the one that's... So there's always one that's up near the front somewhere that decides to go the opposite to everybody else. Baz has decided to be an exception, and he's gone for the soft tyres first. So soft tyres, I say, it's tough around here, but because of the nature of the hards, there's no... You can do it, but you know, you can use softs first and go to hards and get to the end of these. So you know, it's not too bad, but yeah, it just depends, as I say. Could work out for him if there was to be a safety car early. Let's hope there's not, because we don't want to lose any drivers. But then, as suggested, there is a couple of drivers towards the back, Soap McPhoenix and Gary, that have opted to start on hard tyres. So, actually, the plan there, they don't want to see any safety cars effectively. That is to... Well, they don't mind seeing a safety car after all the medium tyre drivers are pitted. But, yeah, effectively, they don't really want to see a safety car if you start on hards. You want a full, clean race, which is what we all hope for. It's what we all want, really. That's why we're in league racing and not just doing races on the, you know, on the online races on the game, because they're just horrendous with people taking each other out all the time. So that's why we all opt to drive in leagues, is because we want clean racing, not and the community side of it as well. Get to know people. So a few just not quite making their grid slots properly, and so Hammy, Kai, Gary all disqualified, which means they'll start slightly further back in their grid slot. And as the lights go out and away we go, and look at the McLaren behind us, he's got to an awesome start. That is Hammy, despite having to start further back in his grid slot and starting on hard tyres. Absolutely superb start, as Loco looks to fight him off. Leaves plenty of room on the inside for turn 2. He'll now have the inside into turn 3, and it looks like he's got him. So Hammy's going to have a bit less grip at the moment. Corners like actually turn 3, the long right-hander is where you really feel the less grip. So lots of changes throughout the field, position-wise, but really glad to see, unlike the sprint, I'll touch wood a second, unlike the sprint, everybody has gotten through the first sector. And as soon as I say that, a car starts to drop. Oh no, he's okay. My apologies, I thought... Oh no, we have got one. Checo, unfortunately, at the back has just was dropped to the back because he's had a little spin or something. Can't see any obvious signs of damage on the car though, so that's good. Looks like Soap's had a little moment as well. Same scenario. Can't see any obvious signs of damage on the car, so we'll get back to the racing. They'll just continue on and hope that they can get moving forward again a bit later in the race. Oh, and it looks like Baz has had a moment. It's the final corner, whether it was the chicane just before it. He's into... Oh, we've got a few drivers into the pits. So Nunez, Ghost Rider, Baz, Soap McPhoenix all into the pits. That's helped Checo out a little bit and laid him back up to P11. Four pitters. Let's have a quick... Oops. Look at tyres. You've got Nunez going to hards. The other 3 all went to mediums. So... said potentially Nunez could make to the end of the race if that was the way the rest of the race went. Waste. Did I just say waste went? Potentially. It's Kai here. He's having a look at Glitch. Gets up the inside. There's just a little invitation there for Glitch to put his car back on the inside of Kai, but he turned it down and Kai consolidates that position. You've got to say, right now, Hammy's in pretty good nick. He would have loved to have been able to stay on the back of the car ahead of him to have DRS rather than being chased. But just at some point, and I'm going to take a wild stab around lap 10, 11, something like that. These hard tyres will become the better tyre at some point around there, I would assume. This Ghost Rider a bit further down gets ahead of Nunez. Got a yellow flag in sector 1. It appears to be Soap McPhoenix. So, oh no, actually, no, I don't think it is. Sorry, Soap McPhoenix. It's Ghost Rider, actually. He's a bit of a spin. I think he's back going now. So just double check. Yeah, he is. But very much like the last race, in the sprint race, Matex right on the back of Semi. Ghost Rider's round again at turn 4, so a bit of a tough time with the tyres, maybe lit up a moment. But yeah, Matex right on the back of Semi, but just not so far able to find a way past, although Semi makes a mistake and goes wide. Matex looks around the outside of the hairpin and does take the position. So that's the first mistake we've seen from Semi, to be fair to him. In what, 15 laps? More than that if you count the qualifying laps as well, but that's the first tiny mistake, and Matex was absolutely there to pounce on it. Semi's having a look back. He ended a short straight into the left hand of the new part of the track. Matex now gets the inside of the next 2 corners, and he actually falls back in behind Semi there in the approach to the last few corners, and it's allowed Pick Loco to just get a bit closer as well. See Hammy in the background there just come out onto the straight as well, but he's still looking a good nick, is Hammy. 2 point. Oh, goodness me, he's lost a lot of time on the straight. Oh, well, of course, the guys directly ahead of him are getting DRS, aren't they, off of Semi now, so. And that cost him a lot of time down the straight, did it? That did. Hammy, so it's going to be a problem. He's losing that much down the straight every lap. So, it appears to me that Baz, I think, yeah. Just the driver's a bit further down the order, just having a bit of trouble with the track at the moment, and to be completely fair to them, it looks like Soap at some point has lost his front wing, and so he'll be in to the pits now. Come round. Yeah, to be fair to the, it's not the easiest track on the calendar of Spain by a long chalk, so it's not that much of a surprise to see a few problems coming up. So, now it's just little signs now already that Hammy is just. The gap now that they're at the end of the straight again this lap is about the same as it was last lap. So, just little signs that Hammy might just be. The timings, the lap times, maybe just levelling out a little bit between the 2 tyre sets. Now, especially considering that Hammy's actually defending at the moment from Kai. As you can see, the Red Bull very close to the back of the McLaren as Gary is into the pits, and there's a new set of fresh mediums onto his Alfa Romeo. He's back on his way. So, just a quick shout just to say that if any of you out there have put any messages, I have on the chat on the stream. I have popped my phone onto charge, so I've got another race after this one. So I just need to get some juice in it. I'll pick it back up in a bit. So I'm not ignoring you. I just haven't got my phone next to me at the moment. I don't have any plug sockets close enough, unfortunately, for me to keep my phone on charge and with me at the same time. As Kai gets past Hammy on the pit straight, but Hammy just needs to stick with this at the moment. He's oh, I had to open my mouth tonight. Sorry about that, Hammy. I may have commentator cursed you there a little bit. He joins in P9. It's moving again. It's I mean, ultimately, still just it's still the same scenario for him. He still needs to just stick with this. He's the only one on the hard tyres, other than Nunez, who potentially actually could be going to the end, because he's already pitted. But so he's just got to stick with this. Although the spins drops into 9th, I think really he's running higher than that because of his strategy. He knows he's going to have some really nice laps ahead of him. There's just the laps where the mediums begin to go a little bit on the guys ahead of him, but it's those laps and the first couple of laps that the guys go on to meet on hards. It takes a few laps for me. Well, in my opinion, it takes a few laps to really properly get moving on the hard tyres. So it takes a full lap just to get them into a workable temperature range, but after that, it still feels like they need about 3 laps actually to wear in a touch as yellow flag comes up. And sorry, what's happened there? I've missed something there, and Semi has dropped down to P6. So I think Semi had a spin there at turn 4. And he's dropped down to P6. Matex seems to take the lead, but came out of turn 4 really slow himself. And Piccoloco drove past. So Piccoloco's picked up the lead. Is that Kermit getting past Glitch then, I think? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he was getting past Glitch or defending there, but whatever it was, we caught the end of it. There's a Red Bull running set to 1. I think that's Baz. He's the only Red Bull on the track. So, oh no, Kai's the other one, and he's just ahead of where we are now. So yeah, it must have been Baz. And look at these guys, 3 side by side. Semi is trying to get both of them in the one move. He's got Glitch, but I don't think Kermit's quite ready to give this up. Technically teammates today, but they're not really a team in the league, so they're gonna fight each other just as much as if it was any other team. Semi is reserving, so he just wants to show the best he can manage as a driver as he goes to what will be the inside for the next corner, and retakes P4 now. Semi only showing his pace there, but oh, Matex has left the session. No. Where is he? Oh, mate, why can't I invite you? Oh, you're on PC, I can't invite you. Sorry, mate, I can't invite you, mate. I don't know how you're going to get back in. Hopefully you're in a chat with someone that can invite you. It's allowed Kai past him. Fortunately, I'm one of the people that the F1 game's messed up on with the EA friends list. I can't invite people on it. So, and I know I'm not the only one. I know there's thousands of people that have been affected by it, from what I understand. But it is a bit of a pain being a commentator and not being able to do it. I'm not going to lie, because it's sort of one of the things nobody ever asks you to do, but just as a commentator you do is invite people back when they get kicked. But just a bit of a pain. Can't do it. Just hope he gets back in quickly. Loses too many. He's now got Semi right. Well, Semi's about to go through him, and just dropping down. As Nunez has retired. That is a crash on track. Are we going to see a safety car? I think we might not, because, well, we're just coming right through now with Baz. He's on the right side there. It could have been a safety car, but no, I think because Baz was the only one coming round before it was going to get cleared, I think we got away with it there. Matex is in free fall. Come on, Matex, get back in. See, it's the downside to cross-play for me. Well, it is for me in a way. You know, he's on Xbox. I'll be able to invite him back, but I can't invite him. He's the only one as well, isn't he, that's not on Xbox? Everybody else on Xbox. I'm sorry, Matex. So, this group from Kermit in P4 down to Hammy P7, all grouped up, so 4 cars. Hammy, we are in that phase of the race now where Hammy's hard tyres are now the superior tyre over the mediums for the short stint until the mediums guys start pitting, which will be very soon. I think it's pretty normal at a track like this for the medium starters to maybe just hang the stint out a couple of laps longer just in case of a safety car. But it's just unfortunate a little bit here for Hammy that while he's got this advantage of tyres now, he's unfortunately he's caught onto the back of a DRS train, and it makes it incredibly difficult to get past. Nunez leaves us. Unlucky Nunez today. It's certainly the place to be at the moment. In terms of action, Loco's brought out about a 1.3 second lead. 1.4 seconds to Kai. Semi then 4 seconds behind that. I've no doubt that he'll be back, or making his way back towards the front. There's no doubt that Semi's got pace. I don't think anybody would argue that at all. So again, Hammy just cannot, because of the DRS train, can't get past. So we are at the point now. This is lap 13, so it is a while since I've done Spain. Oh, as Hammy launches it down the inside at the hairpin. Well, I don't know, because of contact there. I don't know if I used the word launch as part of my commentary. I'm not sure it was a. You know, I don't think it was a dive bomb as such. I don't know. That's one of those that's probably the best thing to do in that circumstance if you're Shamrock. Just clip it and put it in. He's not lost that much from it, so just clip it and take a look at it after. And if you think the other driver did something wrong, then submit it, obviously. So stewards. As Piccoloco then from the lead is in. So he's the first medium tyre driver to pit. Now, let's hope for him it works out. I'll tell you what, whenever I out first, there's always a safety car. Let's see if it happens for Piccoloco as well. Always happens to me is Drunken Shamrock picks up 5 seconds in the pit. That's just gonna add to the frustration there. So yeah, I don't want to say too much on that incident because I didn't really see. I wasn't expecting the move at that point, so I wasn't really watching for it, and I only saw it out the corner in the eye, quite frankly. So I don't want to make too much comment on it. It's not for me to do anyway. I just commentate on what happens in front of me. Sammy still trying to make his way through. Again, it's a problem, isn't it? When the car ahead of you is picking up DRS as well, it makes it so hard. You can see he's got a clear tyre advantage. There's no doubt about that. And oh well, he'd have thought well, one of them's banged to pit this lap. No, both carry it back on round for another lap. As Glitch actually gets very close to the back of Kermit and has a little go at down the straight, but couldn't get past on that occasion. Just watch this from Harry's perspective for a minute. Oh my goodness me. Well, not to go into the back of Glitch then. So it's really difficult, isn't it? Because it really is in a circumstance at the moment where his hard tyres are right now feeling probably pretty good, probably the best they have through the whole stint, and unfortunately the guys in front of him on mediums, their tyres are dying. They're absolutely oh, they both dive into the pits. Well, that's handy, and Hammy will still get the DRS, so he gets a free DRS zone there. He moves into P2. The only driver ahead of him is Kai, who still has to pit. So Piccoloco, now others are pitting, of course, is now making his way back up through the field. He's now back into P3, and he's the top driver who has made their stop already. Semi is round. Having music to Piccoloco's ears. You don't know that Semi 4 seconds behind would have still been dangerous from there. So now he's over 8 seconds down. That's a different matter. Still going to be quick, but gives Piccoloco that extra breathing space. So right now then, Semi's 16.5 seconds behind Hammy. 16.5 plus 11 point. So surely then Kai gets out in the lead, doesn't he? He may be close with. Should see a Ferrari appear in the background somewhere. There he is. So maybe close. Yeah, he gets out in the lead, does Kai. He's got the jump on Piccoloco, who may have lost some time in traffic. Got to bear in mind though, Kai's hards are going to be really cold right now. It's going to be a really dangerous moment of a race when a guy with really cold hard tyres is fighting a guy that's got his heated up. So you don't want to lose the place, but there's nothing he can really do because can't begin to tell you how little grip you've got for It goes on for about 3/4 of a lap before the grip starts to come to you. A track of this length and this nature of track, it does in a way. And then after a full lap, they're sort of in an operating range and temperature, but they're not at the optimal range. So, yeah, I mean, quite honestly, if Kai can keep this within DRS of Piccoloco, he'd be over the moon. So, we'll see how he goes. But Hammy is into the pits then, so yeah, just looking down, I think Hammy should come out behind Semi, I think. So yeah, Semi's just going through now. Hammy's just about to come to the exit, so he's going to come out in P4. So that he's jumped. Well, that's brilliant from Hammy. He's jumped Kermit and Glitch completely. So I think seeing himself come out in P4 with a reasonable amount of room back to Kermit as well, to allow him to heat his mediums up, because they won't take as long as the hards. I think Hammy will be quietly pleased about that, considering where he was after he spun earlier in the race. Dropped down to P9, wasn't it, I think, when he spun. I think he'll be sat in that cockpit pretty pleased with himself. He's already recovered to the... well, he's already recovered to a place higher than he was earlier on, so... and he's now on the medium tyres and surely can go chasing after the cars in front, hopefully. That's easier said than done when the cars ahead of you are Piccoloco, Kai and Semi. But, there you have it. I take it Matex has never gotten back. Let me grab my phone a second. So I was just explaining to Matex that I can't invite him, it won't let me. So I'm sorry Matex, I said I'm one of the people that have been affected by the glitch that doesn't allow me to invite people through EA Friends, so unless you're the only people I can invite are people who are on Xbox, unfortunately. So let's get to the front two anyway. Sorry, I'm looking through the field a little bit, but ultimately there is a brilliant battle going on right now between Kai and Piccoloco, and Kai is taking the lead of the race back. So Kai potentially may have just made the move that is going to win in this race. He does have 3 lap younger tyres, and so it's definitely an advantage. Okay. Oh, and Semi is out. Well, that's going to change things. It's going to cause a safety car. There it is. It's a full safety car. And, well, you would imagine that this is so frustrating. When you're at the front, Hammy don't mind so much. Quite frankly, Hammy really doesn't mind. The gap's going to be close to the guys ahead of him. He's still got the tyre advantage with the mediums. Yeah, the leaders are in. I was about to say, I think the leaders will come in. I think Hammy will go through and take the lead of this race. No, he's in. really surprised how he's come in. I would have thought you'd have opted for track position in that circumstance. I'm really surprised at that. It looks like everybody's going to dive in. Well, Hammy's come in and gone to soft tyres. Only time's going to tell if that's a good decision. I genuinely think he'd have been better off staying out on the medium tyres and taking track position. But, well, as I said, time will tell. Gary also going to the soft tyres. Ghost Rider's gone to the soft tyres. See a chance for anybody with 5-second penalties to ditch those and get rid of them, serve them. So, I'm not entirely sure what happened to Semi. I tried to move us onto a car where we could see him, but I didn't spot him. I don't know if you guys did, but I didn't spot him. Matex, this safety car is out. Pick a loco, you're needed. Tobacco Matex. I don't know what that means. Tobacco Matex. Oh. Well, who invited you in the first place, Matex? Somebody must be able to do it. Who invited you in the first place? When I say I can't, I really do mean I can't. Oh, I think Glitch is going to invite him. I think Glitch has just come up saying that his game's... Yeah, he's got off. Yeah, he's crashed, look. Hurry up, Matex. Hurry up, hurry up. Fortunately, mate, I for one can't read French, so I don't know what that says. On me, I know what that means. Matex has joined. Yay! He's back. What's the bets he wins the race from P8? Although he is on hard tyres, I think he might need to pit yet. Oh damn, the safety car's coming in. Oh, he needs a safety car to start another lap so he can pit. It never rains but it pours. So off we go then, and Hammy is in a fight here. So, oh, Matex leaves the session again. What's going on now? Oh, he's joined again. Come on, game, let him join in. So, Hammy into P3. He's managed to get ahead of Kermit. So he's got Piccoloco and Kai ahead of him. So, quite frankly, if Hammy just holds position here, he will have done a great job after the spin to recover it back up to a podium place. But I think in these early laps, while he's got the fresh soft rubber underneath him, he's going to fancy having a little look at the guys ahead. Particularly now that Kai's disappeared out of the 1 second. So, well, Piccoloco's just, I assume, using energy. He's managed to get back inside the 1 second to Kai, but he's going to have to stay there. He needs the DRS as a way to defend against Hammy. Otherwise, well, quite honestly, in these early stages, well, Hammy's got the fresh, soft tyres underneath him. Piccoloco will find it very difficult to defend him if he has DRS over him, so I'm not quite sure what's wrong, but Ghost Rider's having a torrid time down at the back in a moment. Seems to be spinning a lot. I don't know whether he's picked up some rear wing damage or some sort of body damage on the car. It's making things difficult for him. He's got the pack coming back round onto the home straight now. He's going to be exiting right in the middle of the... He's going to be exiting the pits right in the middle of the pack, is Ghost Rider. It's not ideal for him. So off he goes. Well, I say that. Actually, I think he's just going to come out on the... almost on the back. Yeah, Red Bull. The Red Bull there is the back of the pack, so it's not too bad. It did look like he was going to come out right in the middle of everyone at one point. Oh, he's retired from the session. He has crashed there, Ghost Rider, and that has caused another full safety car. Well, that's on a postcard right now. What do you do? I don't think Kai and Piccoloco can pit. I don't think they can pit. I'd say, if anything, this is advantageous to the medium car tyre drivers. I think you'll see Matex pit. I think he'll definitely pit. So, just to understand exactly where we are, Soap, unfortunately, has, well, fell a lap down quite early on in the race. He's still a lap down at the moment. So for me, I think Matex pits. He's got to. Why would he want to stay on Warren Hards? Well, Kermit pits off for the medium. I'm a bit shocked at that. Costing track position here is surely way too big. He's gotten a bit lucky with the amount of other drivers that have pitted, so he's going to come out P8. But I'm not convinced on that. I think he may find... I don't think the safety car is going to be out long. I think it will go another lap after this one. Because I don't think Baz is going to be able to catch it in time. But so I think we're likely to do lap 27 under safety car as well. But ultimately, well, we'll see how he gets on, Kermit, and well, not just Kermit, of course, Drunken Shamrock. Matex we knew would have to pit there. And Baz, but yeah, we'll see how they get on. But I would have thought that track position would have been a better option. But again, you're never quite sure. You're never quite sure. Sometimes you can get rather surprised sometimes by just how much grip you do end up with a new set, softs. So, compared to the guys around you. But ultimately, these mediums and the softs of the guys that stayed out, they've ultimately not really done many laps at all. They've done, I mean, like the Hammy's tyres say that he's done 5 laps on those softs. Well, he has, but 3 of the laps have been under safety cars, so you know they're not really. Oh dear, we've had a contact. It looks like Shamrock's hit the back of Kermit as Shamrock has retired from the session after that. He hit the back of Kermit there under the safety car. I saw the carbon fibre fly in the air, presumably off of Shamrock's wing. But I don't know why there was. I know that it's always a nightmare under safety car. Cars ultimately do suddenly slow down sometimes on you, and it's just, you know what? Sometimes the strangest thing under safety car, if you're in a league where you're not allowed to use AI mode under safety car, then the strange thing is that it's actually, in a way, you've got to be more alert under a safety car. When you're driving a Formula 1 car around a track at 60 miles an hour or whatever, they're not designed to drive so slowly, so they could be a bit unpredictable at low speeds, and so in a way, it's possibly the time during a race where you've actually got to be at your absolute most concentrated. Anyway, safety car's going to come in this lap, so we're going to see some more racing, hopefully to the end this time. Just have a little look at, yeah, I think the driver of the day today at the moment is a toss-up between Kai and Gary. I think they're both equally deserving. Away we go. It doesn't... First glance, I didn't see anybody looking like they had a particular run on the car ahead. See Hammy's soft tyres. Well, on the restart, the soft tyres are so much easier to keep the temperature up in them under a safety car. So, yeah, to be honest, on a restart, the softs will work. Just like at the start of a race, really, off the line, the softs always react so much better than the mediums and hards. And, there's every chance in these. Always, Hammy looked like he just got a bit of oversteer there, and they're side by side again. Hammy and Piccoloco. Hammy holds on to the place, but there's every chance that as we get towards the last couple of laps, that Hammy's softs could begin to die on him a little bit and allow Piccoloco the opportunity to get back past. We'll have to see how he goes, but there's every chance that could happen yet. So just seeing Kermit's progress. He's into P7. He's getting after that guy. Just a shout out for that guy, by the way. I think, as far as I know, this is his first race tonight. I've never seen him race on a Sunday night before, unless he races on one of the other nights. I don't know, but if this is his first race, I think from what I've seen, I think he's done pretty well. I've not seen him in any sort of collisions or anything like that. That's what we look at, really. We don't really care how quick someone is, how quickly they can lap. It's when you're looking at how good a driver is, you're generally looking at how much care they take, at how much, you know, do they look like they're going to be involved in 3 incidents every race. We all understand, we all get involved in incidents at times, we all make mistakes, everybody knows that. It's something you've got to accept in league racing, that nobody's perfect, and we do all, we're not professionals, we do make mistakes. So when you're looking for good drivers, you're looking at, can they race alongside other drivers without sort of barge them off track, basically. And so far to me today, that guy looks like he could do that, and that's good to see. And he's doing well as well in P6, so... Oh, we've got a spinner. Oh, south, down at the back. So I thought that was... I honestly thought it looked like a Red Bull on the track there. I thought it was a darker blue. So, Gary now really putting some pressure on Piccoloco. Oh no, Piccoloco's left the session. No way. And I've invited him back straight away, as he's an Xbox player. But, oh, that is gonna be so frustrating for him. I'm sorry that's happened to Piccoloco, because he was having it, I think, personally, from my point of view, I think this has been his best race this season so far. He's driven absolutely superbly. He's just joined back, but can he get... Well, he's not got DRS, so he's going to get absolutely done here. Guy goes past, Kermit goes through. Matex goes through. I was saying, oh look at that, a free position, Take it, take it. I do feel sorry for Piccoloco there. It's so frustrating when that happens. Just like it did to Matex earlier on. In a way. But, it's so frustrating because it's nothing to do, it's not your fault. It's nothing to do with you. You've not made a mistake. You've not, it's just... Whatever reason, you just lost connection for a moment. Just for a moment. That's all it takes. Literally a millisecond, I guess. Just lose connection. That's you gone. By the time it takes to actually get back in and get control of your car, well, you just saw there, it's cost Piccoloco. From P3 down to P7. Oh, well, no, it's P3 down to P8, but he's actually gotten back ahead of that guy. Let's go. Let's go and have a look at Piccoloco as he tries to regain what's been cruelly taken away from him. Just look to Baz a second. He's on the back of that guy now, and just take an opportunity because although I said that that guy's driven well, we've not seen a lot of him, so let's take this opportunity, and we've not had the pleasure of seeing too much of Baz either today, so take this opportunity to watch the both of them having a little battle. Fortunately, in terms of who we watch, it is kind of dictated by where the battles are on the track. I don't really mind if I'm watching first and second or 15th and 16th for whatever. It doesn't matter to me where they are on the track. I just tend to look for the battles, really. Piccoloco has just managed to nip back ahead of Kermit. So, the other thing as a commentator streamer, you can absolutely... Oh, Baz picks up 3 seconds. That kind of determines this battle. Let's stick with it just for a moment. As Baz picks up DRS, but ultimately that penalty is going to cost him. And around the outside then, on the straights, and then into turn 1, Baz takes the position off of that guy. Ooh, he's having a look back here. I always say this, but Quite managed to get alongside by the time he reached turn 4, but again, nice driving though, plenty of room left, no sudden movements, no sort of double movements or anything like that. It's all done very fairly as Soap McPhoenix takes the fastest lap of the race. No one's going to beat that now. And Piccoloco and Kermit still fighting. Kermit's going to have DRS here. Last chance. He's going to have a look. He's going to have a go. There's a bit of contact between the two. Well, Kermit... sorry, not Kermit. Piccoloco will have to take a look at that maybe after if he's clipped it and see if he thought it was fair or not. But, oh, that's not. No, that's not. And, yeah. No, that's... that almost certainly will be a penalty, I think, for Piccoloco. I don't think there's any excuse there. Simple fact, if he didn't disconnect earlier, he wouldn't have been in the situation for that to happen. It's so frustrating. But anyway, sorry, Kai. Congratulations to Kai, who takes the checkered flag and wins the Spanish Grand Prix. P2 in it for Hammy. A superb recovery, actually, after the spin that drops him down to P9. Fair play to him. Gary P3. I'll run down the rest of the order in a second. In terms of driver of the day, I think my hilly driver of the day today is... I'm sure I've given it... Look, the game's given it to Gary, so I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to give it to Kai. I think they're both equally deserving of it for what they've done, so they can have one each. So Kai gets presented with the trophy. Winner's trophy. And we have the champagne. Just like last time we saw him. Let's move on. In a way, I haven't got a load of time. So, yeah, so we've done the top 3, don't we? So Kai has won, Hammy second, Gary P3. Let's just say Gary's been given the game's driver of the day, so I'm giving my driver of the day to Kai. Both brilliant. Gary up to P3 from 13th on the grid. Kai has won from 9th on the grid, so superb, both of them. Hammy with a brilliant recovery after his spin as well, so top 3 did absolutely brilliant today. Glitch P4, also a very solid drive. Matex P5 after that long stint where he was disconnected. That guy has actually ended up finishing P6 because of what happened at the end. Piccoloco P7, Baz is 8, Kermit 9, Checo in 10. Soap McPhoenix did finish in P11. He also took the fastest lap with 1:19.352. Let me just scroll right to the bottom just so we've definitely got the correct order. And here's the incidents in case the stewards need them. Actually, not that many for a full fit for a 50% race. That's actually pretty low, to be honest. No, to be fair, when there's loads of penalties, it's because it's people who picked up a load of 3-second penalties for corner cutting and that. But anyway, thank you very much, WRL. That was a good race around Spain after the break, and fun to do a sprint as well. Thank you to all of you that watched, joined in at some point and watched live. Thank you to everybody that watched the stream back at a later point. So I can't really hang about too much. I've got literally... I need to be live again in about 5 minutes for another league. So I will say, give it 5 minutes. I'll be back live, guys, if you want to join in and watch the next league. Where I have absolutely no idea where we're racing, but it's the first race of a new season for hybrid racing. So please come and join us. It should be good fun with some new drivers on track for the new season, including Massey. It knows their F1 and no Massey. So, anyway, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you again in 5.